Hello, my name is Stephanie, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm an illustrator, freelance illustrator and animator, and I get a lot of questions about working in Illustrator because that is one of my main tools. And so today I decided I'm going to do a few short videos to kind of help you get the basics and how to apply it to more of an illustration stance, because even though it is called Illustrator, it's really meant for graphic designers because it's meant for producing big blocky vectored shapes. And that's its big difference with Photoshop, is that this is solely a vector program, no pixels around. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get it, it is beyond easy. And yeah, the big fuss over Illustrator is that you use the pen tool a lot, and the pen tool is always kind of this foreign being. Everyone's always very uncomfortable. I mean, when you click stuff, you know, everything's going everywhere, don't know how to use it, very common. But like I said, just like the program itself, it is very easy once you practice with it, and once you get the hang of it, you'll be like, oh, wow, okay, like I struggled with this for years, and then I learned it probably in 15 minutes with the help of a teacher, and I kind of felt stupid, honestly, but once you get it, it's something that will help you immensely, whether it be line art or coloring or graphic design work too. Just anything, it'll really help. So here we go. I'm gonna show you the basics of my friend the pen tool. So over here, of course, I obviously have my blank document and my little pen guy over here. He's my little helper today. I'm gonna basically start with a very, very basic move for this. And it's basically just click. There you go. See this little blue dot? This guy is an anchor. He basically, I like how I give it a gender, okay? It basically shows you where you're going. It kind of marks your little path. And anyway, so if you click once, and then let's say I click somewhere else once, and it forms a line or forms like a little path. From there, that's, if you basically just click, don't hold down or anything. Just click. You can keep getting straight lines. So from click to click, you will make a straight line. And once you reach to your first point you started and you hover over it, you'll see that there's a little circle next to it. That means it will close off the path, and now this is a complete shape. So if you get out your normal cursor, you know you can mess around with the shape size and it'll retain, you know, all that fun stuff. And if you ever want to delete a path, it's as simple as you just click on it, press delete, and you are good. But this is where things get a little confusing for people, is when you're starting to make a curved line. So let's say you start again, you make a click, you start an anchor, but then you're going to click and hold down that click, and while you're holding it down, you move it downwards or up, whatever, to get your curved line. So I'm going to move it down, and then I release. Okay, so that's pretty simple, making a curved line. It's just, instead of just clicking, you click, hold, and drag in a certain direction. From here, we got this little handlebar guy, and honestly, I never mess with the side handles. These two are your handles, aka why it says handle next to it. Rarely have I ever used it, because if you start pulling it, you start getting these really weird shapes that you'll probably never use. And, you know, that's not really what we want. So, if you just, here, let me make another curved line again. So we got our handle again. You want to click the middle of the three dots, and it'll say anchor over it, and you get the little V shape. When you click it, it'll kind of chop off the handles, and you have your start off point. And this means from here, you kind of have a fresh start. That either means you can just do a single click to make a straight line, or you can do, you know, curve whatever you want to do. Because, see, if you have a curved line like I do now, and you do not click the middle anchor, if you go to click again, it'll kind of give you a big warped line. It kind of goes really drastic. And sometimes it can help, and once you mess around with the pen tool, you'll get a feel for one that's actually helpful. But most of the time, you just want to click the middle anchor, so you kind of can cleanly start off the last line. And see, beautiful. Another property of the pen tool is how you can fill and stroke the path. And what I mean by that is, let's say I have my little handy box right over here. I make a box. or rectangle, whatever. And so I closed off my shape. This is a complete thing. This top box right here is the fill. This means basically what it says. It's the color that is filled in. So if I click like the turquoise green color, that's what's going to be inside. Up here, this little like outlined frame kind of box, that means that's a stroke. That is the line around your shape. And you can change color to it as well. See if I kind of show it. You can see very thin. You can change the width of the line later, but you'll see a little thing. But mostly for making something with Illustrator, you generally don't want to have a stroke around your box. You want the shape to kind of just speak for itself. So you just click this so this box becomes the forward one. And then you go down to this little square with a dash through it, called None. Click it, that means there will be no more line around it. And you can also switch it where if you bring your fill to the front and you press the dash, let's actually do this, it becomes, there's nothing in it. So you can like reverse, just have a line there instead. But either way, you're fine. And then, of course, there's a little button in the corner that's to your default setting, which is a white fill with a black outline. And with Illustrator, you always have to make sure you're actually selecting your said box, because sometimes, you know, you think you're selecting something about it. So it's just a matter of clicking on it. You got your shape. You can mess around with it. What's nice about the vector aspect of Illustrator is that once you have your shape, you can mess with it, and it kind of retains its qualities. So you don't have to, you know, it doesn't really get bad in quality. It doesn't get pixelated. You're all good. Let's see. So just a quick, I'll run through those again, because that's kind of a lot, but this is honestly the basics of the pen tool. Like I said, click and click somewhere else to make a straight line. You click, hold, drag to make a curved line, and then you want to click the middle anchor so you can keep continuing on without getting that weird wonky line. Like let's say I'm making like little waves here. Just click, hold, drag, and then look at a little piece of a C, whatever. You know, it's just one of the ways to kind of think about it. I learned using the pen tool by just creating basic shapes. Try to create every shape you can think of, you know. Make your triangle. Good, you made a triangle. But now try to make like an oval. See how that's going to work out. So click, drag, click, drag, click, drag. Kind of a wonky oval, but you know, gets the point across. Another thing about the pen tool is if, let's say you have two separate shapes. You have your little triangle over here, and then you have your little box over here. And let's say I want these two to become one shape. Like I put that here, and oh look, I have a little house. Great house, right? But see, these two don't become, you know, like they're never together. If you want to join these two shapes, that's also very easy. You just click your little black cursor, who's kind of like your just everyday little mouse, and you click, drag and hold, create a little box, go around it, and then you'll see that all the blue lines, everything is selected. And then you're gonna go, you can right click and do group. That's what I usually do. It's quicker than going to object group up on the menu. And see now that we have that, these are all together and you have one brilliant shape you can mess around with and all that fun stuff. For right now, this is all I really want to go over with Illustrator for the pen tool strictly, because you really just need time to mess around with it. Because like all you said, you need to know is the click for a straight line, click, drag, hold for a curved line. Also good for making line art or something. If you want to make like a big swirly line, kind of like an Art Nouveau style, you do something like you just click, drag, and hold. I'm gonna click this, click, drag, hold, click, drag, hold. And see, as you go, your color kind of changes. And, I mean, your shape kind of changes, and, you know, you can mess around with that. If you like to see where you're going at all times, you can always, what you can do Like, let's say I'm tracing something and I can't see where I'm going. I can always just kind of click back onto my selection tool or press V, click that, and up top I can change the opacity and lower it temporarily so that I can see where I'm going. But I'll probably get more into that when I get into layering later, just so I'm probably going to do an example of how to vector an image, or, you know, do some digital inking, some line art for an image you scanned in, because that is basically what I would do for a lot of my pieces, is I use Illustrator to kind of block out everything. But that is the pen tool for now. It's pretty simple, like I said, just practice, make shapes, trace over things, you know, just drop an image in and start going over it with the pen tool, see how you can get different kinds of shapes, try to make like a little Christmas tree, stupid little simple stuff like that. It seems kind of tedious and elementary, but it's going to get the job done, and you're going to learn what you're doing. See, look at that beautiful little tree. I can even make green. Fancy that. Beautiful. Actually, I want to make it blue. We like Dipper's tree. But yes, if you have any questions, you can always feel free to email me at stephmited@gmail.com. I'm always open to take questions, always very willing to help. Or you can visit my art blog on Tumblr, Tumblr. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Otherwise, you know, just keep practicing, like I said, and it will come to you. You know, it seems frustrating now, but Illustrator's a really good program, despite kind of its odd, non-Photoshop ways, you know. But like I said, next time, the next video will be on layering, which is probably the most tedious and most frustrating part of Illustrator. But once you master that, this program is going to be your bitch, honestly. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're wondering, the music that's playing is Boards of Canada. It probably flashed on screen at some point. Pretty good working music, in my opinion. And yeah, enjoy your time with Illustrator.